Hello. Good. Yes, and that's good. Making sure that the vertical is going. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. We're now going live on the vertical. Gabba bing. Gabba boom. There we go. Okay. Nice. Here we go. Let's get audio going. All right then. Pokemon Fire Red music. Play all, baby. Ooh, that's loud. Let's turn that down. Okay. Hello there, Jack. Dun, 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 dun. Wait a second. There you go. Now you can hear the Pokemon music. Woot. We're starting this from the beginning. I am going to be drawing some stuff. Actually, let me see what I can do here. I can probably share a few screens. You know what? I'll share that screen in a minute, I guess. Okay. Okay, then. Let's see. I am going to put this over here. And I'm going to put this over there. Okay. Maybe I'll do some drawings from the story for a bit. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's share a different screen. Oh yeah, this is the Professor Oak talks to you screen. Let me just add another window capture to this. Window capture. Uh, one. Oh, there it is. Perfect. I can't actually. I can only share like one screen at a time on my horizontal stream, but on my vertical stream, I shall share both screens. So that's nice. Okay. I'm just drawing some pictures here before I get to reading. Waiting for a certain person to show up. Hopefully they show up. Okay, I'm just waiting for a certain person to show up, or to see if they show up anyway. Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. Now we got the music up a little bit louder. I've got windows on top of 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 windows. It's definitely not confusing the heck out of me. Short track. Doesn't need to be that smooth. Art stream with fanfic. Heck yeah. I'm gonna read the story from scratch, but I'm gonna wait to see if anyone shows up first. So let's draw some characters for the various chapters we're about to read. That is Gary Oak's theme if I've ever heard it. Listen to that smell you later crap. Hey, wait. Why is there a violent booty? Violent booty? What are you talking about? She's just catching a Pokemon. Go. And not ignore the haircut for the dude you're drawing. Not ignore the haircut. I would never. Change that. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Don't do that, vectors. Huh. Victory, victory, music there, victory, victory, music there, everywhere. Da-da-da-dan. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, for crying out loud. Stop flickering between pictures and just show me the character that I'm drawing. Oh my gosh, Ari? Ari, is that you? Shock! Ari's back! Oh my gosh, feels like it's been, I don't know, a couple weeks or something? Maybe not that long. Maybe longer. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. Check it out! I'm drawing pictures from my Pokemon story. Oh, hold on. I gotta fix that. I gotta fix something. This is bothering me. That's better. Ari is back! Oh, you were on vacation. Well, welcome back! Ari is gaming enthusiast. Oh, we got someone else here. Hello. I hope it's Trainer Scyther. I did this stream for Trainer Scyther. But I'm so happy to see you two here. Let's see here. So just look at some pictures I've drawn so far. Hold on. Do a nice little zoom in there. Is that a Dratini in your basket, or are you just happy to see me? Charmander versus Bellsprout. And then this picture. We still got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it's 5 more pictures to draw here. Thanks, Ari. Let's draw a cute picture. I wonder where Trainer Scyther is. Yeah, I still enjoy Pokemon. In fact, once this one guy gets this transfer system worked out, I am going to transfer the heck out of my Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon into Gen 3, and I'm gonna take them on a big adventure. I'm just waiting for him to, like, put a tutorial up of how to actually do that. It's like he made this really cool way of transferring your Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2. Huh, let's see here. Raise the microphone. In what game? Pokemon Silver. I'm moving my Pokemon from Pokemon Silver. I'm going to move them into Ruby and Sapphire, which is not really possible before, but this guy came up with this really cool way of doing it. It looks official. Professor Fennel shows up and she's like, hey, you want to transfer your Pokemon? Let's do it. And it's like you can transfer whole boxes. It's super cool. I can't wait to get that up and going. My Pokemon have been waiting in a backup file in my Game Boy games for years now. Heck yeah, the current story that Carrie and I are reading is based on Pokemon Silver. But not tonight. Tonight we're going to be reading my Kanto story. Tell you what, I'd love to read this to Trainer Scyther, but he hasn't shown up yet. So I might just end up reading it to you guys instead. So just give it a few minutes and we'll see what happens. Almost what I want. No, don't! Open Toads! You got rid of it! You got rid of what I drew, you ass! Now I gotta start all over again. Stupid fucking program. Jigglypuff. Everybody, sing along! And here we go, we walk right now. Walk this way, 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 walk this way. I'll take you to across the town. Walk this way, here we go, through the town. Walking here, walking there, we're walking simply everywhere. That was fun. Remember when I asked you about Hollow Knight on one of the Zelda streams? Has your brother beaten Hollow Knight before? Yeah, I think he's beaten it a couple times, actually. But my one friend has beaten it on, like, the craziest difficulty. Was it like you die once and your file gets deleted? He beat it on that. That's pretty impressive. Guys, which Pokemon am I drawing right now? You have like a minute to figure it out. Which Pokemon am I drawing right now? Which? Who's that Pokemon? Da-na-na. You better hurry. I'm gonna put the details in. Try again. Oh! Jack got it. Would you look at that? Good job, Jack. Look at that. Right before I was about to draw the teeth. You're impressive. Name your mon. You got a mon. Name it now. Name it. Give it a name. Name it now. Give it a name. Give it a name. Give it a name. Name your Pokemon right now. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Give it a name. Give it a name. Name them now. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Success. Whoops, forgot the little whisker on the guy. Hold on. Can't forget his whisker. There he goes. He's got a whisker now. He looks so good. Dun, 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 dun. Starting to think the person I was hoping would come over to this live stream is not going to show up. What a shame. Don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. No! Stupid program. Okay, I think we're back in business. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. All right. Alright. I've never drawn this character before. Let's give her some nice hair. Ah. There we go. There, finally. Jeez. Driving me crazy. Alright, we can continue from there. Okay. Let me just check my messages real quick. All right. I think I'll make her hair kind of come down like this. Kind of give her a band, like trying to get it just right. Kind of like this. Let's bike around, let's bike through town. We're gonna bike everywhere about. It's much faster than walking all over the town. Gotta find some new Pokemon. And with our trusty bike, we'll go everywhere. We'll go there, we'll go there, we'll go there, we'll go there in the air. Maybe not the air. All right. Good. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, spooky time. Spooky time. Dun, 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 Did the soundtrack just stop? What happened? Oh, let's take a look. Yes, I want to continue playing the music, you stupid YouTube. YouTube, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid, YouTube. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go gambling! Let's go blow all of our heart and money. Let's go do some gambling. Let's spend all our Pokebucks. Go spend our money and get absolutely nothing back. If we're going to gamble now, it's time to gamble, and we will get nothing back. We're going to gamble right now. Yes, it's time to gamble. Gambling is lots of fun, but just be careful, or you will never won. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm singing anymore. Vectors, will you stop stretching up? That is some classic Team Rocket music right there. Okay, let's keep doing this. Alright. I keep hoping the person that's going to show up is the person that's going to show up, but they haven't shown up yet. Show up. Oh, that Team Rocket move music, listen to it. Oh, Doug Trio, this is going to be fast. Let's see how fast I can draw a Doug Trio. You ready? Here we go. Doug Trio. Gotta get the eyes right. And the noses. Look at that. Isn't that the most threatening Doug Trio ever? They've got, it's got angry eyes. Next picture. Just 3 pictures left, baby. Oh, that was a funny little sound, wasn't it? There we go, that's better. All right, let's see. Please select the right tool. Dun, 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 dun. I did that last part wrong, but you get the picture. Ah. All right. Thank you, Circle Tool. Pokemon Center music is here. This is a place of true comfort. Come here to save all of your mon when they hurt. Then come and save your mon. Damage, take it all away. Gen C's and some more dinos. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Drawn sleeves. That's wrong. Let's see. It's time to go gamble. Gambling time will never end. That, that. Okay. Second to last picture. Yeah. You know what? I might as well just finish these two pictures and then start reading the chapters, I guess. And stop looking down, me. Why you so sad? You should be happy. Do. All right. Let me just draw this Pokemon here. This should be fun Pokemon to draw. guy. There, that little guy's done. Let's draw this arm now. How many variations of this song exist? Jeez. Wouldn't want this thing running at me. Alright, let's keep drawing away. Going into a wild battle. Oh, we get the Elite Four already? My goodness. Anyone else feel like Pokemon have way less fangs than they should? Here comes Kangaskhan! Let me know if you show up, Trainer Scyther. Until then, I'm just gonna keep drawing this stuff, and then I'll get to reading the story, I guess. Let's do this. Oh, peaceful town. Ooh. Ooh, we're at the credits. All right. Oh, what's this? Continue watching that. I'm finally. Oh. Okay, they're watching. That's cool. Anyway. Okay. Let's get back to drawing. Eventually, I will start reading the story, but we are so close to finishing up these pictures now. Yeah, we're very close. I'm not going to draw the character on the left because I don't exactly know what they look like yet. All right. Running from a Kangaskhan. One last picture to go. Oh, look at all these pictures we've done. Look at that. Good job. Got one last picture to go. Now gotta draw the little circle pattern. Go, Pincer, go! Go, Pincer, go! Go, Pincer, go! That's Parasect. It's like, I'm like, yes, Pincer, you can do it. That's not Pincer, that's Parasect. Stupid. Alright, let's move this. There we go. Alright. Good night, Hippo. Good night, Hypno. Alright, there we go. Never give up! Yeah! Look at this. This is the last picture I'm doing. We represented just about every chapter I intended to read. How impressive is that? Pretty dang impressive, if I do say so myself. I just wish the trainer Scyther was here. He had been at a few of my live streams, and I thought I'd restart the story for him, but they never showed up. Isn't that a shame? Oh well. Or they showed up and said nothing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay. Let us begin. Drawing the head. All right. Normal. That's better than it was. right, there we go. Time limit's over, baby. Let's read the story. You ready, Jack? Were you around when I read the first chapter? Hopefully not. We're gonna read a damn story! Huh. Let's get the damn story up. Alrighty then. Put that away. Window capture. Change it to this. There we go. Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Just hide that for now. Okay. There we go. All right, let's read some stuff. And we can put the pictures to what I'm reading. Yay. All right. Alrighty then. You know what, Jack? Good point. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Ow. Jeez. I've been sitting for too long. Ow, my legs. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna read my story with illustrations. Woo! And I have a cat on my chair who's disrupting me. Woo! Okay. Kitty, just stay where you are. Let's go. Dan's Pokemon Quest by Mark Thomas, Chapter 1, A Tall Fish Tale. So the first time Carrie and I went through these, we were cracking jokes. We were like, that's kind of silly. Now, for the second time I read through it, I am reading through it just straight, not making jokes, not like pausing to be like, look at that, what I did there. No, we're just reading it straight up, getting through the story. Let's do this. Serious face. Look at my serious face. This is how serious I am right now. Serious face. Ugh. It went, came back. Dang it. Okay. Okay, Jack, I was just saying this is serious mode. I am not going to crack jokes. I'm not going to pause and be like, look at what I wrote here. No. This is a straight up read through of this story. Let's get to it. Someone just entered the live stream. Hello. Hello, people. Hey, how's it going there? This is my story. I've illustrated it. I will be sharing pictures as we read through it. So let's go. Chapter 1, A Tall Fish Tale. It was a beautiful day in Light River City, where the sky was clear and the air was fresh. This was what the city was known for. It was also known for having the cleanest water in the land. A 14-year-old boy and his father were walking down the road. The boy is the... I'm going to try to read despite my cat trying to paw my face. The boy is the hero of this tale. His name is Daniel Dragonson, but we'll call him Dan. And the only time I will take a break from reading is to just read comments real quick. You get Tayo's lore. This isn't Tayo's lore. Wait, what is my lore? Yeah, that's a different story. This is Dan's lore. Anyway, I look like a Pikmin when I do serious face. Cool. Anyway, moving on with the story. Try not to pause too much. Let's go. Daniel Dragonson, we'll call it Dan. His father, whose name is Robert, wanted to go on a fishing trip with him today because tomorrow Dan would leave on his Pokemon journey. Dan was, oh my gosh, okay. Try not to make extra comments, but this is weird. Providing the exact height for our character. I was just starting out. Anyway, no more comments, just reading through. Dan was 5 foot 5 inches high, wearing a blue t-shirt, gray jogging pants, and sneakers. Jogging pants? Just reading. They both walked up to the stream and threw in their lines. Dan had waited 4 years longer than most kids would have to leave home on a journey. His parents insisted that he stay in school longer. He knew that what he would learn in school would help him on his journey. He thought of how he wanted to capture and train rare Pokemon. Dad, do you think we'll see any rare Pokemon? Asked Dan. I wouldn't be surprised. After all, this is a very clean stream. Trying not to stick her. Let's just keep going. I wish you would stay at home for one more year. Dan thought of the friends he had made and how they had left to become trainers years ago. All my friends have already left on their journeys. I think it's time I went on mine, he said. Suddenly, Dan's father could feel a tug at his line. I got it, he said. Dan helped his father pull in his line. A Pokemon flew into the air and landed in the basket they had brought for fish. It moved so fast that they couldn't tell what it was. Dan closed the basket and opened it to look inside. I don't believe it. It can't be, Robert exclaimed. What is it? Asked Dan. If this is what I think it is, then we should get this over to Professor Soft, said Robert. But we just started fishing, Dan complained. I think it's a rare Pokemon, said Robert, breathing heavily from excitement. I think it's a rare Pokemon. Anyway, Dan looked at his father in astonishment. Could it be that they had found a rare Pokemon even before he left? Then let's run back to his lab, exclaimed Dan. Together, they traveled back to the professor's lab in the city. Professor Soft was a great scientist of Pokeology. Each year, he gives away 3 Pokemon to beginning trainers. Dan and his father walked up to his lab and went inside. Not even going to knock. As they enter, Professor Soft greets them. He was a relatively bald-headed, dark glasses and white lab coat, and is also kind of short. He was. Anyway. Well, hello, Robert. Hello, Dan. What can I do for you? Said the professor. Oh, Professor. Anyway, let's get this. What can I do for you? We think we found a rare Pokemon, Dan said. Out of breath from running and excitement. We think we've had really rare Pokemon, said Dan, out of breath from the running and excitement. It's in the basket, said. Okay, hold on. I think I have a way of making this easier on myself. Give me 1 second. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to make this easier on myself to get these pictures up here. Just give me 1 second here. It's going to be way easier. Going to get these pictures up here nice and proper. We're going to render this from 1 to 8. JPEGs. I said JPEGs. We're going to put this on my desktop for now. Choose. And we're going to render them all. There we go. Whoops. My bad. Forgot to hide the sketchy parts. Give me a second. Sketchy parts are now hidden. Let's render it again. Render. There we go. Now we got pictures to work with. Woo! Okay. In fact, I'm just going to close this picture editor now that I got all the pictures I need. Boop. And Professor Bamboo. Professor Pine. I got a name for Professor? Professor Pine. Fresh scented Professor. All right. Okay. Yeah, I can work with that. Actually, no. Let's go to Dan story of Pokemon. Give me a second. Where is it? Here it is. We'll just call this Dan story. There we go. And now we just throw all these pictures in here. All 8 of them. There we go. Put that in there. Open the folder. And we got all my lovely pictures easy to access. Good. Okay. What the? Go back into here. There we go. Now I should have all my stuff easy to access. Boom. Boom. There we go. Okay. Get the dang document back up. All right. There we go. We're all set. It's in the basket, said Robert, who is also tired. Well, let's see this creature, said the professor. Although Soph was an expert in Pokeology, he had seldom seen any truly rare Pokemon, and this seemed like a great opportunity to him. As Dan opened the basket, a Dratini leapt out! What? You mean like this? It's a little rough. Kind of rough. Neck looks a bit weird. Actually, but whatever. I did it in a rush. I did it in a hurry. This is what you get. Dratini jumping out of a basket. Whatever. Rush job. There we go. Anyway. I can't believe it. It's a Dratini! Yelled the professor. The Dratini moved under a desk. I think it's afraid of us. Well, you did just capture it in a basket, you nut. I think it's afraid of us, said Dan sympathetically. He walked over to the desk and kneeled down. The Dratini had its eyes closed and was shaking with fear. Easy, little guy. No one's going to hurt you, he said. They look at each other, as if they were destined to be together. The Dratini calms down and comes out from under the desk. Dan picks her Dratini up and starts to pet it. That was very impressive, Dan, said the professor. For showing such skill with Pokemon, I'll let you have your Pokemon a day early. Really? That's so cool! Hold on 1 minute. Dan looked over to a hallway where a kid was standing. It was Nick, Dan's rival. Doo-doo-doo! Also, we need music going. Where's my music? Where's my fucking music? Give me my music back. We're getting this music going now. There we go. All right, got the music going. Let's do this. Dan's rival. If that dork can have his Pokemon a day early, then what about me? Nick complained. Well, I suppose so, said the professor, trying to make everyone happy. Dan and Nick walk over to a table where 3 Pokeballs were laying. I know which one I want, said Dan. I decided ahead of time. Dan picked up a ball and threw it on the ground. A lizard with a fire tail came out. I'll choose this one, said Nick. Nick picks up a ball and releases a strange, fox-like creature. Hey, Dan, what do you say we see who got the best Pokemon by a battle, said Nick. Dan agrees, and they both take their places. Charmander, scratch attack! Said Dan. Eevee, sand attack, said Nick. Charmander scratches Eevee, but Eevee blinds Charmander with sand. Do it again, Charmander! Eevee, tackle attack! Charmander misses and is knocked out by Eevee's tackle. Oh no, said Dan. Dan feels disappointed. How could he lose his first battle? Dan calls back his Pokemon, and a beam of light returns Charmander to its ball. Well, I guess I win, declared Nick. Dratini jumps where Charmander was. Dratini! 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 Dratini, you want to be my Pokemon? Said Dan. Dratini nods his head. Okay then, give it your Thunder Wave, said Dan. Eevee, sand attack! Dratini launches an electric wave that hits Eevee, making it paralyzed on the spot. Eevee, sand attack! Dratini, skull bash! Dratini lowers its head and hits Eevee with it. Eevee is taken out by Dratini's attack. What? Why did I say whatever? 30 minutes? 30 minutes for 10. Yeah, it's 11:30 something here. Okay. Hey, that wasn't fair, complained Nick. That's funny. You never said that when you were winning, Dan remarked. That was a fair move, said the professor. The professor hands Dan and Nick machines that look like little Game Boys. Here are your Pokedexes, boys. Just aim them at a Pokemon and press this button to analyze it. Charmander prefers hot places, said the Pokedex. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. Well, we better go home, Dan. Your mother is probably done making dinner, said Robert. Okay, thanks for the Pokemon of the Pokedex, Professor, they said. Wait, Dan, here, catch. Professor Soft throws a Dan a Pokeball. It's for your Dratini. I'm sorry, need quotes. Dan puts Dratini in its ball, and he and his father start walking home. Back at Dan's house, his mother is making dinner, and his two older brothers, Thomas and George, are watching a movie with three kids traveling on a road. That's actually a reference to what they watch on TV in the real Pokemon games. Dan and his father enter the house. Hi everyone, we're back, announced Dan. Oh good, dinner will be in 5 minutes, said Dan's mom, who is cooking chicken in the oven. Don't you mean Torchic? I'm gonna go see if Jason emailed me, said Dan. He walks over to his computer and lets all his Pokemon out of their Pokeballs. You guys did a great job back there. Tomorrow, we'll leave on my Pokemon journey. Dan goes online and checks his email. All right, I got an email from Jason. He's my best friend! Dan scrolls through the letter. I guess he's telling his Pokemon that. Hey, buddy, the letter read. I went to the... Don't you mean the email? Whatever. I went to the Pokemon League at the Indigo Plateau, but I didn't get very far. Are you ever leaving home to become a trainer? Dan, it's time to eat, Dan's mom calls. Charmander and Dratini jump on Dan's bed and lie down. Charmander's fiery tail puts the mattress on fire. Dratini, water gun! Put out the fire! Put the fire out! Dan exclaimed. Maybe you should go in your Pokeball, he suggested. A beam of light came out of the balls, causing Charmander and Dratini to go inside them. Now my cat is walking in front of my computer monitor, making it impossible to see anything. Get out of there! Anyway. And now we move on to Chapter 2. The journey begins! In the morning, Dan and his family got up very early. Dan opened many presents, but his favorite was the bike! It's that mountain bike I wanted! Thanks! Now I guess it's time for you to go, said his father. Yes, I'm really going to miss you all, said Dan. Don't forget to call us, said his mother. Try hard. It would be good to have one successful trainer in the family, George remarked. Dan's brothers had never even gotten one badge to get into the Pokemon League. They gave up their Pokemon licenses and returned to school. This is why Dan's parents thought it would be better if Dan stayed in school for a few more years. Dan was 14 now and knew that it was time to go. After a tearful goodbye, Dan got on his bike and rode away. Extreme bike! Extreme bike! Extreme bike! Well, now, first of all, I need a map. I know I'll just borrow one from Nick's sister Ruth. Dan rides up to Nick's house. Nick's home. After he knocks on the door, Nick answers. Well, I guess you couldn't become a good trainer without my help after all, Nick insulted. I just came to borrow a map from my sister, Dan replied. Oh, come on, said Nick. Why aren't you out trying to become a master? Dan asked. Gee, I don't know. Maybe because it's 3 a.m, yelled Nick. Damn. Freaking Dan got up early. Yikes. Gee, I guess I did get up kind of early, but I wanted an early start. Certain things bother me. Sorry about that. Then I guess I'll leave early too. Nick gets his stuff and walks away. I'll beat you later, Dan. Ruth, Nick's sister, walked up to Dan. It's nice to see you, Dan. You're always welcome at our house. Nick didn't even say goodbye. Oh, pardon my manners. Won't you come in? Asked Ruth. Sorry, I'm kind of in a hurry, Dan replied. I just came to see if I could borrow a map. Of course, just wait a minute, said Ruth. Ruth walks inside and brings out a rolled up old paper. Here, Dan, you can keep it. Oh my gosh, they're playing the rival music right now. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Thanks. Thanks. If you're looking for a gym, there's one right down the street, Ruth informed. First, I need more Pokemon. Dan rides to a Pokemart nearby and purchases some Pokeballs. Now I need to find some more Pokemon. Dan rides out of town until he comes to a green field. He sees a Bellsprout. Yeah, play that wild encounter music, or was that trainer battle music? Whatever! It's exciting music! Play it! He sees Bellsprout. Dan takes out his Pokedex. Bellsprout, the carnivorous Pokemon that traps and eats bugs, said the Pokedex. It uses its root feet to soak up needed moisture. Go, Charmander! Use Ember Attack! Charmander hits Bellsprout with a small fireball that weakens it. And guess what we got here? Perfect timing now. Okay, dun, 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 dun. Here's a picture. It's not great, but I drew it all fast. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And captures Bellsprout. For hours, Dan tracked Pokemon down. Once he captured his 7th Pokemon, the ball disappeared. I must have gone to that PC at the Pokemon Center. I guess I should go back now. Hold on, this is bothering me. There we go. Dan gets on his bike and returns to the city. He rides over to the Pokemon Center and heals his Pokemon. And then over to the Light River City Gym. As he walks in, the gym leader confronts him. The leader is wearing a black ninja outfit, carrying a sword, and is quite tall. So, have you come to try to earn my badge? Asked the gym leader. Yes, my name's Dan, and I'm ready for you. Well, my name's Spike. Spike Spiegel! And you will never be ready for this battle. Spike shows Dan the badge. Here's the deal. We can both only use 3 Pokemon. Now, let the battle begin! I'll choose Scyther. Dan takes out his Pokedex. Scyther, with agility and speed, it can create the illusion that there are more than one. Okay, then I'll go with Charmander, said Dan. Scyther, power up with Sword Dance. Charmander, use Flamethrower. Scyther starts spinning around to power it up its attack. Charmander blows fire, but Scyther dodges it. Now Scyther, cut attack. Charmander, try Flamethrower again. Charmander dodges Scyther's attack. And anyway, I just got distracted by the music here. Hold on. Charmander, it's Flamethrower, blah, blah, blah. Charmander dodges Scyther's attack, and Scyther gets its blade stuck in the ground, keeping it from moving. Now, it's your chance, Charmander! Do it! Charmander let out a powerful flame that knocks Scyther out. Dun, 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 dun. Am I going crazy, or is that not how you spell Scyther? Yeah, there's a C. I'm not going crazy at all. Probably. Okay, so yeah, I'm just adding a C to this. That was driving me nuts. I remembered how to spell Scyther. I mean, come on. Not bad for my first try, said Dan. I'm not finished with you yet, kid. Go, Rhyhorn! Let's see your Charmander beat that. Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's massive bones are 1,000 times harder than human bones. The Rhyhorn can easily send something as large as a trailer flying. Man, Pokemon are dangerous. Not that we didn't know that already. Charmander may not be a match for it. Charmander, return! Get in there, Dratini! Charmander starts glowing brightly. Huh? What's... Hold on. Occasionally I'll add quotes in here and there. Huh? What's happening to Charmander? Asked Dan. It's evolving, replied Spike. Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. When Charmeleon swings its burning tail, it elevates the temperature around it to unbearably high levels. Charmeleon, use your bite attack! Rhyhorn, take down now! Rhyhorn hits Charmeleon and slams him against the wall. Charmeleon gathers energy from Rhyhorn's attack. Hold on, Charmeleon! Rhyhorn, horn attack! Charmeleon is hit a few more times by Rhyhorn's horn. Release all the energy now! Yelled Dan. Charmeleon goes on a rampage and bombards Rhyhorn with powerful attacks. Rhyhorn and Charmeleon both fall to the floor. Unbelievable! Exclaimed Spike. Both Dan and Spike call back their Pokemon. Alright then, now I'm gonna finish this. Go, Nidorino! Finish this Pokemon with Horn Drill! Finish this Pokemon with Horn Drill! Go, Pidgeotto! Use your flying ability! Flying is an ability. Okay. Nidorino hits Pidgeotto with its horn, making it faint in one hit. Your Pidgeotto was a weakling. Pidgeotto returned. Go, Dratini! Aim your Thunder Wave Aim your Thunder Wave right at its horn, said Dan. I can't believe it. You have a Dratini? Dratini's Thunder Wave paralyzes Nidorino. Isn't Nidorino a ground type? Or does it have to evolve to get the ground type? Nidorino. Nidorino. The poison type. Okay, so yeah, that electric attacks do work. My bad. Alright. Nidorino hits... Dratino Thunder Wave paralyzes Nidorino. Nidorino, get up and use your Horn Drill attack! Nidorino is unable to move. It just lays motionless on the floor. Finish it off with Slam Attack! Dan commanded. Dratini slides over and slams Nidorino into the wall. You did it, Dratini! Return! I am amazed that you have that Pokemon, said Spike. Here, you deserve this. Spike hands Dan the Blade Badge. That's a... I gotta kill some bloodsuckers, motherfuckers. Nice, we got the blade badge. Alright, I got my first badge. Now I need 7 more to fight in the Pokemon League. Dan pins the badge onto his shirt and leaves the gym. Chapter 3. Mystery at Mount Moon. Cat getting in the way. Can't see YouTube comments. Get out of way, cat. Thank you very much. And then the cat continues moving. Anyway, Dan rides over to the Pokemon Center and hands his Pokemon to the nurse. He reaches into his hip pack and unfolds Ruth's map. Interesting. Mount Moon is north of here. I heard they have really rare Pokemon. There's a Pokemon Center right near there too. If I came across any hard trainers, my Pokemon could be healed. The lack of proper quotation marks disgusts me. Anyway, he hears a ding bell. Yes, that means all my Pokemon are healed. He gets his Pokemon from Nurse Joy and rides away on his bike. 2 hours later, he comes to a grassy meadow filled with trainers. There's a lot of trainers here. Hey, you with the bike, called the boy. The boy walks over to Dan. The boy is carrying a net and is wearing a bug-catching gear. Let's have a battle. Okay, how about 2-on-2, suggested Dan. That's fine with me. Beedrill, I choose you, said the boy. Beedrill flies at high speed and attacks using the large venomous stingers on its forelegs and tail. Go Charmeleon, flamethrower, Beedrill, pin missile attack. Beedrill fires dozens of sharp pins at Charmeleon, but Charmeleon stops them with its fiery breath. Good, now take it out with your flamethrower. Charmeleon burns Beedrill and makes it faint. Beedrill return. Now, go now, Butterfree. I was going to say Nutterfree. That's a different thing. Butterfree flaps its wings in high speed, releasing high toxic dust into the air. Charmeleon, slash attack. Butterfree, sleep powder. Charmeleon slashes Butterfree. However, it falls asleep from Butterfree's powder. Charmeleon, return. Now I'll choose Pidgeotto. Butterfree, use sleep powder again. Pidgeotto, send it back at him with Whirlwind. Butterfree releases its sleeping powder, but it comes back and puts itself to sleep because of Pidgeotto's Whirlwind. I'm not sure if that's how that works in nature, but we'll go with it. Finish it, Dan ordered. Pidgeotto goes high in the sky and slams down on Butterfree. Okay, you win, said the boy. After battling many trainers, Danny finally makes it to the end of the field. I can see the Pokemon Center up ahead. It's a good thing, too, because the only Pokemon left who's fit to battle is Dratini, suddenly a girl in a blouse, covered with stars, and a head of long yellow hair, sneakers, and a green skirt, runs into the road, stopping Dan. And if you want to know what she looks like, you're just going to have to look at this picture. Give me a second. I think Vertical Stream is showing it already. It is not. Damn it. Huh. Oh, that's not cool. For some reason, I am not able to share this photo view thingy. What the fuck? What was that? This is not cool. This is not cool at all. Okay, I really need to figure out why the fuck this isn't working. Let's try to get this up again. Window capture, what are you doing? Why are you refusing to show anything, window capture? What is going on? I'm trying to share a picture! What the fuck? Ugh. Give me a second. I gotta figure what the fuck is going on. Let's see. Can I open this in a different picture viewer, please? Open with... Is there no other options? Seriously? Photos. Oh. Let's see if we can get that to work. Seriously, why is this not working? This is incredibly frustrating. I wonder if I could get it to work on Chrome. Let's give this a shot. I'm just going to take an image file and I'm going to throw it on Chrome and see what happens. What happens if I throw a random image just on Chrome? Boom. Oh, would you look at that? Bam. Okay, I think I could share it with this. Let's see. Chrome? That's the wrong Chrome. Chrome? That's also the wrong Chrome. Chrome? Chrome? Chrome! There, finally. Jeez. Why was that so hard? Okay, there we go. Bada bing, bada boop. There it is. Oh, what am I doing? This isn't how I share photos. I'm such an idiot. All I gotta do is throw it in the word processor. Oh my gosh, how dumb am I? Jeez. Jeez. I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. Hide that one. Where's the other Windows capture? Is that the only Windows capture? Okay, that's the only window capture here. Okay, fine, then just go back to the damn window processor. There we go. I am so dumb. Yeah, sure, I'll include the picture here. That's fine. Okay, so... A girl, blouse, sneakers, ran into the road, stopping Dan. Alright, let's just put this picture in here. Okay. Stopping Dan. This is the girl on the right here. There you go. That's what she looks like. Problem solved. You need to be more careful. I might have run you over with my bike. I ran into the road to stop you so I could battle you, said the girl. Why do all these people think that every person they meet is a Pokemon trainer? He asked himself. I only have one Pokemon that can battle, explained Dan. Okay then, we'll have a one-on-one sudden death match, said the girl. Dan gets off his bike. Okay, I'm in a hurry, said Dan. Go, Powerpuff, the girl said. A Wigglytuff comes out. Wigglytuff's body is soft and rubbery. When angry, it will suck in air and inflate itself to an enormous size. So, Jigglypuff's final smash? Okay, this could be trouble. Go, Dratini! Use your thun! Dan stops in the middle of his command to see the girl petting Dratini. Or patting Dratini, whichever. Oh, what a cute little worm! The girl said. The girl complimented. Dratini's not a worm, he's a dragon! Dan informed. And weren't we in the middle of a battle? How cruel, making two cute Pokemon battle each other. It was your idea! Oh, just forget it. Dratini returned. Dan gets on his bike and rides towards the Pokemon Center. Hey, come back here, the girl called. Dan goes into the Pokemon Center and hands all his Pokemon to Nurse Joy. The girl walks in with an angry expression on her face. Why did you run away in the middle of our match? Well, you're the one who came in the midst of it and started to pet my Pokemon. Well, how was I supposed to know you had such a cute little... Clay Fairy. Yeah, I know he's cute and rare too, he said. Dan starts to whisper into her ear. If these people discovered I had a dragon Pokemon, they'd probably go crazy over it. All right, she agreed. You know, I never introduced myself. My name's Cassie. My name's Dan. Nice to make your acquaintance. So, where are you headed, she asked. I'm going to Mount Moon. Really? That's where I'm going too. Do you want to come along with me? Asked Dan. Sure. Ding! Okay, I'm leaving in the morning. Right now, I have to sleep. They go to their beds and early in the morning travel into Mount Moon. Man, that was fast. That was quite a jump. It's like, I'm going to bed now. Okay, it's morning. We're going boom! Yeah, I got to say the pacing on the beginning of the story is a very fast pace. A very, very quick pace. I can't see a thing, said Cassie. Pikachu, I choose you. Use Flash to light up the area, said Dan. Pikachu jumps out and starts to glow. Hey, look, there's a ramp over there, said Cassie. They go up the ramp until they reach the top level of the cave. When they get to the top, they start to hear picking noises. What's that? Dan asked. Dan looks around a corner to see two people dressed in black clothes with the letter R on their shirts. Prepare for trouble. It's that gangster group I heard about on TV. Team Rocket, said Cassie, shivering with fear. So, did you find anything yet? Asked the Rocket. No, nothing so far, answered the other Rocket. Well, hurry it up. The boss wants those fossils and moonstones soon. Fossils and moonstones, said Dan, a little curious. Sorry, I'm just fixing something. There we go. Yeah, if they get a moonstone, they can make some Pokemon evolve. And if they get a fossil, they can revive prehistoric Pokemon, said Cassie. It's them! It's them! Yes, Jack, it is indeed Team Rocket! Anyway, back to normal, Mark. Back to normal, Tayo. Hey, did you hear something? Asked the Rocket. Hear what? Asked the other. Dan sees a clay fairy across the cave. Look, it's a clay! Cassie put her hand over Dan's mouth. Quiet! Do you want to get us caught? Dan falls over and the Rockets see him. Hey you, what are you doing here? Asked the Rocket. Prepare for trouble. Make it double, said the other one. To infect the world with devastation, to blight all people in every nation, to denounce the goodness of truth and love, to extend our wrath to the stars above. Team Rocket circling the earth all day and night. Surrender to us now or you will surely lose the fight. Meowth, that's right. What was that? Asked Dan. That was the Team Rocket motto, said the Rocket. What's a motto? Asked Cassie. Freaking Cassie, how dumb are you? You're like 14 at this point. You don't know what a motto is? Jeez. Go back to school, girl. Sorry. Anyway. Nothing. What's the matter with you? It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. Alright, I'm just gonna keep reading now, said the Rocket. The Rocket laughing. Okay, just shut up and get them, said the Rocket. Go Grimer, and go Sandshrew. Go Rattata, said the Rocket. Hey, you can't use more than one Pokemon at a time. It's against the rules, Dan declared. We're the bad guys. Bad guys don't follow rules. Now go and get them, said the Rocket. The Rocket's Pokemon started to charge. What are we going to do? Asked Cassie. Use your Wigglytuff. I'll use my Bellsprout, said Dan. A Clay Fairy walks in between the battle, looks at everyone, and then walks off. Huh? Forget about those kids. Go after that Clay Fairy, ordered the Rocket. The Rockets and their Pokemon run after it. Let's go after them, Charmeleon. What? Now's our chance to get away, said Cassie. I want that Clay Fairy, said Dan. Boys, Cassie said, sighing. Dan rides after them and Cassie follows him. The Rockets corner the Clay Fairy. Now we've got you, said the Rocket. The Clay Fairy starts waving its arms. Hey, what's it doing? Asked the rocket. Oh no, it's going to use its metronome attack. Run for it! The rockets turn around and start running away. The rockets run right past Dan and Cassie. What are they running from? Asked Cassie. The Clay Fairy releases a thunder shock, which hits Charmeleon. Hey, knock it off, said Dan in an angry tone. Charmeleon, fire spin! Charmeleon makes a fire twister around Clay Fairy. Another Pokeball catches the Clay Fairy. Dan and Charmeleon turn around and see and make angry faces at Cassie, which is just the perfect time to include this artwork. Bada bing, bada boom! I didn't draw Charmeleon, but you get the picture. See it? It's right there. That's the picture. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me just move this up here. Boop. Angry faces at Cassie. Oh dear, said Cassie. Why did you capture the Clay Fairy? That's my Charmeleon weekend! Asked Dan. I like this picture. Charmeleon, Charmeleon! Screamed, feeling used. Cat clawing my face. Please don't do that. I'm a specialist in normal type Pokemon, and I couldn't resist, she explained. So what? You're no better than a Pokemon thief! How dare you say that? Whatever, come back, you! Dan puts Charmeleon in its ball and rides away and keeps riding until he sees light. Wait, whatever. Come on, Charmeleon. She can find her own way out of here. Hey, come back, you! Says Cassie, I guess. Dan puts Charmeleon in his Pokeball and rides away, and keeps riding until he sees light. Yes, I'm almost out of the cave. Dan looks closer and sees a man picking at the cave wall. Finally, now I have both the Helix fossil and the Dome fossil, the man exclaimed with joy. He sees Dan and gets upset. Get lost right now, yelled the man. He throws out a Magnemite. Magnemite, use anti-gravity to suspend in air. Magnemite uses anti-gravity to stay suspended in air. It appears without warning and uses Thunder Wave and similar moves. So that's how you want it, Bellsprout? That's how you want it. Bellsprout, go! Dan commanded. Magnemite, Thunderbolt now! Bellsprout, use Growth. Magnemite fires its attack, but it doesn't affect Bellsprout. Bellsprout gets a little bigger. What? The man asked in surprise. You don't get it, do you? Bellsprout's roots are deep in the ground. Are too deep in the ground to be affected by electrical attacks. Bellsprout, sleeping powder. Bellsprout puts Magnemite to sleep. Now use all your growth. Bellsprout becomes gigantic. That's right, I predicted Dynamaxing. Magnemite wakes up, but when it sees the big Bellsprout, it faints. Oh, okay, take this and leave me alone, said the man. The man throws Dan the Helix fossil and runs out of the cave. Cool, it's a fossil. Hey, Dan, get back here, screams Cassie in the distance. Well, it's time to leave the cave. A stone falls from the ceiling and hits Dan on the head. Ouch, that hurt. What? Yes, it's a moonstone. Wow, moonstones are just falling on Dan. What a lucky streak I'm having. Dan rides towards the exit, where 4 rockets stop him. Well, would you look at that, said the head rocket. We didn't have to do any work. This kid did it all for us. Thanks, kid. Now hand it all over. No way. Charmeleon, I choose you. So you want to battle, you'll lose for sure, said the leader. The rockets threw out all their Pokemon. Charmeleon, slash! Charmeleon slashes every Pokemon, and each one faints. He's too powerful. Run for it, screamed the rocket leader. The rockets all run out of the cave. Well, now it's time to go to Cerulean City. Dan rides outside the cave and finds a beautiful field. As he moves through it, he is attacked by a sandshrew. Sandshrew burrows deep underground in arid locations far from water and only emerges to hunt for food. Dratini, use your water gun attack! Dratini fires a powerful water stream, which critically weakens the sandshrew. Time to capture it! Dan looks around to make sure no one else is there. Dan throws a Pokeball and catches it. The ball is transported away. Now to heal my Pokemon. Dan rides into town and hands his Pokemon to Nurse Joy at the Pokemon Center. He sees a phone with a visual monitor and a computer in the corner. I'll call home while I wait for my Pokemon to heal. Dan walks over to the phone and dials in Professor Soft's number. The phone rings away. It rings a few times, then the professor answers. Hello, this is Professor Soft speaking. Hey, Professor, it's Dan. Why, hello, Dan. It's good to talk with you. Could I see your Dratini again? Sorry, but Dratini and the rest of the Pokemon are being healed. Oh, so where are you? I'm in Cerulean City, and I have 1 badge already. Oh, that's good. You know that kid, Nick, he has 3 badges. Oh, they're pulling this shit again, huh? Here we go. 3 badges already? Yes, well, where are you keeping your extra Pokemon? I'm storing them in the PC. What? That's no place to store extra Pokemon. You should let them... you should let someone else take care of them while you're out not using them. Oh, really? Who should I get? Someone reliable. Oh, by the way, why don't you stop by Bill's house while you're in Cerulean City? He's a Pokemon researcher. He lives just over the Nugget Bridge. Ding! Ding, Pokemon's done. Ding, Pokemon's done. Ding, Pokemon's done. Ding, Pokemon's done. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Professor. My Pokemon are healed. It doesn't want to acknowledge that that's a word. My Pokemon are healed. I have to go now. Goodbye, Dan. After picking up his Pokemon, Dan walks outside. Realizing that he needs supplies, he goes over to the Pokemart to buy some. Then he rides over to the Nugget Bridge. Yo, dork! Dan turns over to see his rival, Nick. So, how many badges do you have? Asks Nick. Just 1 so far. Oh yeah, well I got 3. Now let's battle 4-on-4. Or are you too scared that you'll... Are you scared? Are you... I can't read. I can't read. Ah! Are you too scared that you'll lose? There we go. I'm not afraid, after all. Alright then, I choose you, Dratini. You can't become a Pokemon Master with just 1 Pokemon. Pidgeotto, I choose you. Pidgeotto, very protective. Pidgeotto, very protective of its sprawling territory. This Pokemon will fiercely peck at any intruder. Dratini, Thunderbolt. Pidgeotto, Sand Attack. Pidgeotto blinds Dratini, but Dratini knocks Pidgeotto out of the sky with a Thunderbolt. Both trainers call back their Pokemon. Abra, go! Teleport now! Said Nick. Beedrill, go! Twin Needle it! Commanded Dan. Beedrill tries to hit the Abra, but it misses. Abra keeps teleporting over and over. Beedrill, wait for my signal! Abra keeps teleporting until it's behind Beedrill. Now, Beedrill, behind you! I feel like that requires an exclamation point. Beedrill turns around and gives Abra a critical hit, knocking it out. Nick calls back Abra. Go, Rattata, use your Hyper Fang attack, Nick commanded. Rattata bites Beedrill hard, making Beedrill faint. Beedrill, return. Go now, Bellsprout. Bellsprout, sleeping powder. Rattata falls asleep. Now, Razor Leaf. Bellsprout hits Rattata. Nick brings back Rattata and throws in Vaporeon. Man, these battles were not very well described back then. It's just like, Pokemon go, use attack, Pokemon use attack. Come back, Pokemon, done. I make my battles way more interesting later in the story. Vaporeon, Aurora Beam. The bright beam hits Bellsprout and it faints. Dan calls back Bellsprout. These battles are so fucking boring. Anyway, Okay, here comes Pikachu. Vaporeon, Aurora Beam, Pikachu Flash Attack. Pikachu blinds Vaporeon and Vaporeon misses Pikachu. Now finish it with Thunder Attack! With a powerful electric attack, Vaporeon is knocked out of the match. Oh man, you're good, but I'll beat you someday, Nick said. Nick walks away and Dan rides on to Long Nugget Bridge. A little kid comes over and stops Dan from crossing the bridge. To cross the bridge, you'll have to beat 5 trainers, including me, the kid declared. No way, I just fought a really hard trainer, said Dan. Let me through. What are you, a chicken? Asked the kid. No one calls me chicken. What is he, Marty McFly now? What the fuck? Dan fights and defeats 4 of the trainers. Wow, he just kind of skips the battle, didn't he? So he reaches the last trainer. Dan starts worrying because all of his Pokemon have taken heavy damage. Well, I'm the last one, said the trainer. Let's go then. Mankey, go get him. Mankey is extremely quick to anger. It can be docile one moment, then angry the next. Pidgeotto, I choose you! Mankey tries to scratch Pidgeotto, but it can't reach it. Pidgeotto, Gust Attack! Pidgeotto sends Mankey into a twister, but Mankey leaps out and grabs Pidgeotto by the tail feathers. Pidgeotto, head for that tree! Pidgeotto slams Mankey into one of the branches of a tree. Mankey falls from the tree, knocked out. Nobody calls me chicken. I am seriously Marty McFly. Fly! You're a slacker. Oh no! Shrieked the trainer. Oh no, I beat all of you. Oh yes, I beat all of you, Dan announced. Just take it. The trainer tosses Dan a gold nugget. No way, it's real gold. Bravo, you are a talented trainer, said a man. You should join our club, Team Rocket. No way! I would never join an evil, rotten group like Team Rocket, Dan declared. I'll give you a good reason to join. Machoke! Go crush him! Charmeleon, go! Charmeleon comes out and tries to attack, but is knocked out easily because most of its energy was gone. Only have one hope left, Dan said to himself. Charmeleon returned. Now I'll choose Dratini. What? Dratini? Hand it over, kid, demanded the Rocket. Yeah, right. That wasn't a request. Take that, Dratini, Machoke! Machoke starts to charge at Dratini. Dratini, Dragon Rage Attack! Dratini starts a blue tornado that sucks Machoke up into the air and causes it to faint. I'll get it some other time, kid, said the Rocket, retreating. This is very peaceful music for this situation, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Rocket's dead. Dun, 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 we win. Promises, promises. Help me! Dan looks down and sees a Chansey. A talking Chansey? No way! I like that my voice cracked there. A talking Chansey? No, I'm not a Pokemon. I'm a person that's been turned into a Pokemon. My name's Bill. But listen, there's this crazy girl after me. My voice keeps cracking. Oh, come out, wherever you are, Chansey, a girl called. It's Cassie, Dan said, surprised. Quick, get behind me, Bill. Bill hides behind Dan's legs. Hey, Dan, I just came across a Chansey, but it ran away. Have you seen it? If you have, you better tell me, threatened, shaking her fist. Friggin' Bill. Bill's a Chansey. Bill, I want to eat your delicious, delicious egg. Thanks. Calm down. It just crossed Nugget Bridge, he replied. Thanks, said Cassie, running to the ridge. Boy, that was close, said Bill, sighing with relief. Let's get back to my lab so I can be changed back. Dan and Bill go back to Bill's house. Now I'll get in the machine and press that button, Bill instructed. He goes in the machine and Dan presses the button on the keyboard. Steam comes out of the machine and Bill comes out as a human. Well, now that I'm back as my own self, what would you like? I was sent here by Professor Soft. Really? Said Bill. Yes, could you help me? Professor Soft told me that it's better to let my Pokemon stay with someone else when I'm not using them than to store them in the PC. Yes, that's true, Bill answered. Do you know anyone who does that type of work? Asked Dan. As a matter of fact, I do. A girl named Emily lives on a ranch. She and her brother haven't been getting much business lately. Why don't you try them? He informed. Oh, thanks for the advice. Dan walks outside, but Bill runs after him. Wait! Here, since you helped me, you can have this. Bill hands Dan an SS Anne ticket. Whoa, cool, it's a ticket to the SS Anne, that famous luxury ship. Yes, but the ship leaves in 2 days, so you better hurry. Chapter 5, A Caring Heart. What is this, becoming Care Bears all of a sudden? Anyway, Dan waves goodbye and rides down to the Pokemon Center. Then he goes over to the Cerulean City Gym. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of this. Once he walks inside, he sees a large swimming pool. A red-headed girl walks over to him. Are you here for a badge? She asked. Of course, Dan answered. My name's Misty, and you'll have to beat me in a 2-on-2 battle. All right, he replied. Oh gosh, Misty's voice actress, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Oh my gosh. Oh, Misty's voice actress. Seriously, rest in peace, though. You were amazing. Anyway. My name's Misty, and you'll have to beat me to a battle. All right. Dan and Misty get on platforms in the middle of the pool. Go, Staryu, Misty shouted. Then I'll use Pikachu. Staryu, Swift Attack. Pikachu, Thunder Shock. Staryu hits Pikachu, and then it dodges the Thunder Shock. My Staryu is fast, she boasted. Maybe, but so is Pikachu. Pikachu, Light Screen. Staryu, Bubble Beam. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that damn Bubble Beam. That damn Bubble Beam killed my Charmeleon so many times when I played this game the first time. Staryu fires bubbles, but they can't break the light screen. Staryu falls into the water. Do it now, Pikachu! Thunderbolt the water! Pikachu hits the pool with electricity. Staryu jumps back on the platform, but it faints. Staryu return. It's your turn, Starmie! Pikachu, Thunderbolt again! Starmie, Bubble Beam! Starmie breaks Pikachu's light screen and makes it faint. Gone but never forget. So true, so true. Pikachu return. Go Bellsprout. Is that all you have? Asked Misty. Starmie, tackle attack. Bellsprout, sling it against the wall with Vine Whip. Bellsprout grabs Starmie with its vines and bashes it against the wall. Now gather solar energy through the window and finish it with Solar Beam! Bellsprout starts to gather solar energy. Starmie gets up and spins through the air, heading for Bellsprout. Fire it now! Dan ordered. Bellsprout blasts Starmie with a humongous solar beam. Oh man! Misty said, disappointed. Misty! The three young women came over to the platforms. Misty, how could you do this? Said one woman. Let me give them more authentic voices. Misty, how could you do this? Said one woman. You're like grounded for a week. Said another. I don't understand. Said Dan, confused. She isn't a gym leader. We are. She's just our dorky little sister. That's it! I've had it! I'll show you! Said Misty. I'll be the best Pokemon trainer you've ever seen! You'll see! Declared Misty, running out of the gym. Sorry about that, but for your trouble, here's our totally cool Cascade badge. The oldest gym leader hands Dan the Cascade badge. This is my second badge! Bellsprout starts to glow. Alright, it's evolving! Dan said with joy. Weepinbell spits out poison powder to immobilize the enemy, then finishes it with a spray of acid. Let's see. Great job! Weepin' Bell, return! Dan leaves the gym and rides over to the ranch Bill had told him about. Well, I guess this is the place. He knocks on the door, but no one answers. Then he hears voices. All right, hand over all your Pokemon. No, please stop. Sounds like someone is in trouble. Weepin' Bell, I choose you. Burn through the door with your acid. I kind of feel bad for these people's door now. But I guess it is an emergency. Weepin' Bell melts the door down. And Dan walks inside. A rocket in the room with a Drowsy about to attack a little boy in overalls and a young woman in a light red dress. What? It's that kid from Mount Moon! Weepin' Bell, sleeping powder! Drowsy, hypnosis! Weepin' Bell and Drowsy both fall asleep. Weepin' Bell, return! Go get him, Beedrill! Drowsy, wake up! The angry rocket commanded. Beedrill, finish it with Twin Needle! Beedrill hits Drowsy twice with its two sharp stingers. Kid, someday you're gonna be in over your head, and then I'll get my revenge and your Pokemon, the rocket declared, running out of the house. Oh, thank you so much, praised the woman. Why are you here? Asked the boy. I was told by Bill that you take care of extra Pokemon? Yes, that was correct. My name is Emily, and this is my little brother Harold. Hello, I'm Daniel, but you can call me Dan. And what do you mean was correct? That's supposed to be a question. Well, you see, a year ago, our parents were in an accident, Emily explained. She covers her face and starts to cry. My parents were in an accident. I'll tell them what happened, sis. They died, and we've tried to take care of Trainer's Pokemon, but we just can't seem to do a good job. So yeah, that became tragic really fast. Holy shit. It's very tragic all of a sudden. Damn. I have no idea how to help you. You can take care of my Pokemon. Okay, I really don't want to comment on the story. I do just want to kind of read through it because I've already commented on it before with Gary. But I will bring this up that Dan's kind of a dick here. He basically says, I have no idea how to help you. You can take care of my Pokemon. She just told you that they lost their parents, Dan, and you're just like, take care of my Pokemon anyway. He's such a dick. He is such a dick here. There must have been a better way of writing this. Anyway. Whatever. I have no idea how to help you. You can take care of my Pokemon, and if that works out, you could try other trainers' Pokemon, Dan suggested. I don't think we can do it, said Emily, convinced that the music had stopped on YouTube. What the fuck? Keep playing that music, you stupid YouTube. Anyway. I don't think we could do it, Emily, convinced she was a failure. Let's try it, Emily. This could be our chance, Harold suggested. Yeah, it never hurts to try, said Dan. Dan walks over to their PC. Okay, I'll just go to Trainer ID. He types in his Trainer ID number. Then he loads his Pokemon and changes the location to where his Pokemon go. Pokemon Go! I predicted Pokemon Go freaking 25 years before it came out! Anyway. Pokemon Go. There. Now you get my Pokemon. All of Dan's Pokemon are transferred to the ranch, and Pokeballs begin to appear in their transporter. Dan grabs them one after another and releases his Pokemon. We'll try our best to care for your Pokemon, Emily said. Don't worry, if you have any trouble, just call Professor Soft. Here's his number, said Dan, giving them the professor's phone number. Nostritiosums. What? What? Anyway, I'm going back to my normal face now. Now, why don't you show me around the ranch? Okay, it's over here, Emily directed. Dan walks outside with him and looks around. No way, it's huge! He exclaimed, looking upon the acres of extending far beyond him. My Pokemon will love it here! All the Pokemon come outside and run through the ranch. A few minutes later, a scream is heard. What was that? Asked Dan to himself. Suddenly, they see Dan's Rattata being chased by his Sandshrew. Hey, you guys, break it up! Ordered Dan. Sandshrew slashes Rattata, and then it runs off. Oh, the poor thing! Emily said. She picked it up and started treating its wound. And I'm just gonna just smack this stuff down to the next page. And we have another picture here, which is this one, introducing Emily. Nostradamus joke. Okay. Anyway. There it is. Isn't that cute? Isn't that a cute picture? I don't know what's going on with her back arm, but deal with it. Wow, you really know how to take care of Pokemon, said Dan, impressed. I guess I do, she answered. Mom will be proud of you, said Harold, happy for his big sister. Wow, I know you'll do a great job, Dan assured. Well, I better get going to the next town. Good luck, assholes! Wait, it's getting dark. You won't get to the Pokemon Center until it's very late. Maybe you should stay the night and leave tomorrow morning, Emily suggested. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll stay. Okay, I'll stay. Okay, I'll stay. I'll stay. In the morning, Emily made a large and delicious breakfast. After eating until his stomach was filled to capacity, Dan says goodbye to his new friends and leaves on his bike. Making progress. We're making some progress. Progress being made now. Dun, 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 dun. Chapter 6, The Diglett Game. Oh yeah, here we go. Dan removes his map and looks for his next stop. Yes, this map says the Vermilion City has a gym, and if I go through the underground tunnel, I can make it there in no time. He finds the tunnel and reaches Vermilion in less than an hour. Jeez! Skip anything? Once he comes out of the tunnel, he finds a cave with a sign in front that says Diglett's Cave. What's a Diglett? Diglett lives about 3 feet underground, where it feeds on plant roots. It sometimes appears above ground. That sounds like a good Pokemon to catch. I'll capture one of them, he said, walking into the dark cave. Pikachu, I choose you! Light up the area so I can see! Quotation mark! He walks over the cave until he sees a Diglett. Yes, now's my chance to go. Now's my chance. Go, Dratini! Water gun now! And why are there not enough quotes? Dratini fires water at Diglett, but it goes back into its hole, and the water misses. Then Diglett appears in another spot. Water gun! Now, Dratini! The water gun misses. This is not getting us far fast. The water misses. I wish I had a really big hammer right about now. Wait, I got it. Dratini, shoot the water into the hole. Dratini floods the hole and the Diglett floats to the surface, fainted. Dan catches the Diglett and the ball is transferred to Emily. Okay. Now go to Vermilion. Now to go to the Vermilion Gym. Suddenly, Dan feels a tremor, and I think it's supposed to be tremor, not trimmer. Wait, no. Wait, hold on, that doesn't look right. Yeah, that's not spelled right. There we go. And falls over. A giant Dugtrio rises from the ground. What is that big thing? Dugtrio, the evolved form of Diglett. It is a team of Diglett triplets. It triggers huge earthquakes by burrowing 60 miles underground. Pokedex. How large can Dugtrio get? They have been known to grow to 2 feet 4 inches. This one must be at least 10 feet tall, and that's just the peak. I have to get out of here. He rushes with Dratini to the exit, but dozens of Diglets surround him. Dratini, get on my bike! Dratini jumps on the front of Dan's bike. Great. Wait, why didn't he just bring Dratini back into his... Well, we'll find out. Great. Now... Every time I hear that beep in this part of the music, I just think that something froze on my computer. Great, now make them go down with your bubble beam as I ride through. Dratini clears the way while he rides through the tunnel. They're about to exit the cave when the giant Dugtrio blocks the path. Dugtrio knocks Dan off the bike and with a slash attack makes him hit his head and knocking him unconscious. Dratini starts to cry over Dan. Dugtrio approaches, getting ready to attack. Dratini makes an angry face at Dugtrio and starts to glow. It evolves into Dragonair! In a Pokemon language, Dugtrio says, "Back off. This human will pay for what it did to that Diglett." Dragonair responds in Pokemon, "Get lost. This human is my trainer and friend." The Dugtrio attacks Dragonair with a slash. Okay, hold on. Let's just drop this down. Let's just drop it down to the next page, honestly. There we go. We're going to go into our trusty folder, and you know what we got. Bada bing, bada boom! We got a picture. You're going down, giant Diglett. Dugtrio. Going down. The Dugtrio attacked Dragonair with Slash, but he uses agility and the attack misses. Dragonair moves Dan to a safer spot, then uses Surf to make a great wave come up. This finishes Dugtrio, and it goes back to its pit. Dragonair takes Dan and leaves the cave with Dan's bike. Dan wakes up and sees Cassie's face over him. Huh? How did I get here, he asks. You should thank me, Dan. If it weren't for me, everyone here would know about Dragonair. What do you mean, Cassie? I don't have a Dragonair. Do I? He asked. When you got knocked out, Dratini must have evolved. It tried to bring you to safety, but I saw it and told it I'd help. Then I dragged you here to the Pokemon Center. My Dratini evolved into a Dragonair? I have to get to a phone, Dan declared, anxious to tell the professor the news. Well, maybe you should use the one right beside you, Cassie suggested. Dan looks to the right and sees a visual phone. Great, he said, dialing the professor's number. The professor answers the phone and Dan says, Hey, Professor, guess what? My Dratini evolved. I don't believe it. A Dragonair? Said the professor, surprised that it evolved so quickly. That's even rarer than a Dratini. Yes, and I found a woman named Emily to take care of my Pokemon. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What happened to your head? Asked the professor, staring at the bandages. A little accident, Dan answered. Where are you? I'm in Vermilion City, and I have 3 hours. 3 hours! Screamed Dan. How long was I unconscious? Days, answered Cassie. Sorry, I must be going, said Dan in a hurry. Dan hangs up the phone and sees a couple of Chanseys running down the hall with an injured Weedle on a stretcher. Please hurry, Chanseys. Hang on, Weedle. You'll be all right, said its trainer, greatly worrying. Whoa, that Weedle got fried. Exclaimed Cassie. Nurse Joy walks into the room to check on Dan. That Lieutenant Surge has been beating trainer after trainer with his Raichu, Nurse Joy informed. Who's Lieutenant Surge? Asked Dan. The gym leader of Vermilion City Gym. He only uses electric Pokemon, answered Nurse Joy. That's very interesting, said Dan, devising a plan. It's a Dan plan. Dan dials up Emily and she answers the phone. Hello, Dan. What can I do for you? Hey, Emily. How are things on your ranch? Oh, just fine. That's good. Do you know that Diglett I caught? Yes, he's playing in our fields. Could you get him for me? Emily calls for Diglett and it digs into the house. Diglett, Dan needs, said Emily. Diglett returns to its ball. Before I can transfer him to you, you'll have to give me one of your Pokemon, she informed him. Okay, I'll give you my Pidgeotto in return. Dan puts his Pidgeotto on the transporter, and Emily goes. It does the same for Diglett. Diglett is transferred to him. I'll also transfer my Charmeleon for my Nidorino. He gets Nidorino and clutches the ball that carries Diglett. Now I'm ready for Surge. He turns to the nurse. Excuse me. Yawning time. Where was I? Wait, your booze is gone? What? What am I reading? Gives you a picture. Return the Pokemon. Gets Nidorino and clutches the ball that carries Diglett. Now I'm ready for Surge. He turns to the nurse and asks if he can leave. Well, your booze is gone. Oh no, not Dan's bruise. How will we get drunk now? Yeah, I think that's supposed to be bruise is gone. And I guess if you're not feeling any pain, then you can leave. He gets up and rides over with Cassie to the gym. As they enter, Surge, who is absolutely huge, introduces himself. Isn't that one word? So, have you two babies come to be taken out? Asked Surge. He has, said Cassie, walking backwards a little. I came to get another badge for the Pokemon League. Okay then, let's get started. Since I only want to critically damage one of your Pokemon, this will be a one-on-one match, Surge explained. That's fine with me, Dan agreed. Dan and Surge take their places in the center of the gym. Go Raichu, Mega Punch. Diglett, I choose you. Now dig, dig, dig! Oh, bedtime is coming. Oh, that's a shame, Jack. We only have 10 pages left. Diglett, I choose you. Now dig, dig, dig! Raichu misses Diglett, and while it's over its hole, Diglett pops out, knocking Raichu into the air. What? Raichu! Thunderbolt! The electricity hits Diglett, but it has no effect on it. Finish it with your Earthquake! Attack, Diglett! Commanded Dan. Diglett goes underground and makes the entire gym shake. Raichu tumbles over and faints. Surge is a little bitch. Damn. Raichu, oh no! This is impossible! I can't lose! Surge, feeling humiliated. Diglett pops up from the ground. You were great, Diglett. Diglett smiles at Dan and nods its head. You were truly a great trainer. Here, take this. Fucking Surge sucks in this story. He barely tried. What an idiot. He's so fucking stupid. Anyway. Thunder Badge. Yes, this is my third badge. I'm almost halfway there. Dan and Cassie leave the gym. Chapter 7. Set sail for Fuchsia. The SS Anne leaves in 1 hour, said Dan. I better get going. I'm going back to my hometown in Saffron, said Cassie. Maybe we'll meet again, said Dan. I'm sure we will, Dan. Dan says goodbye to her and rides down to the pier. He shows the man at the entrance to the ship his ticket, then goes to his cabin. Now I'll just take a nice long nap. A loudspeaker starts to give information saying, Attention all trainers, in 1 minute we'll be having Pokemon battles on the front deck. Who cares about the nap? Time to battle! Dan rushes down the ship until he gets to the front deck. There are many battles taking place there. A sailor walks over to him. Hey, landlubber, let's battle 2-on-2, said the sailor. That's what I'm here for. The sailor chooses Tentacool to start, while Dan goes with Pikachu. Tentacool, acid attack. Pikachu, Thunder Wave. Pikachu is hit by acid and starts to jump up and down, but it paralyzes Tentacool with electric waves. Pikachu, Thunderbolt! Pikachu makes Tentacle faint with electricity. The sailor calls back Tentacle and sends in Sea King. Dan calls back Pikachu and sends in Weepinbell. Sea King! Waterfall! Weepinbell, growth! Gallons of water falls on Weepinbell, but it absorbs it and grows to a great height. Now finish it with Razor Leaf! Weepinbell throws gigantic razor leaves at wiping Sea King clear out of the match. The sailor walks away and a youngster challenges Dan. Hey, I'll take you on! The youngster chooses a Doduo, and Dan sticks. And Dan goes sticks, Pikachu. No, freaking sticks with Pikachu. Doduo, Drill Peck, Pikachu, aim your Thunder Wave at the beaks. Pikachu uses its Thunder Wave on Doduo's beaks, so it can't move. That affected its entire body. Now give it a Thunderbolt! Pikachu hits it and makes it faint. The youngster, man, this freaking battles, man. Hits it and makes it faint. Hits it and makes it faint. Try harder, past me, jeez. The youngster talks back. Calls back his Doduo and puts out his Starmie. Starmie, Psychic Attack! Starmie picks Pikachu up with its mind and tosses him against a wall. Dan, a little surprised from Starmie's power, calls back Pikachu and sends in his Beedrill. Beedrill, Twin Needle! Beedrill hits Starmie twice, knocking it to the floor. Mind if I give it a whirl? Dan looks to his right and sees Nick. Oh, Nick. Now that your Pokemon are weak, this won't be too hard. It will be a 4-on-4 match, Nick declared. Nick throws out Kadabra, and Dan keeps Beedrill out. Kadabra, Psybeam! Kadabra looks at Nick with a blank expression on its face. It doesn't know that attack yet, said Dan. Beedrill, focus energy! Beedrill gathers energy from deep inside itself. Kadabra, make it miss! Kadabra teleports over and over again. Now get ready for Pin Missile! Beedrill gets itself ready to attack at the right time. Kadabra takes a breather. Fire now! Beedrill launches powerful pin missiles at Kadabra, knocking it out cold. Nick calls back at Kadabra and sends in Vulpix. Both Vulpix's fur and its tail are beautiful. As it grows, the tail splits and forms more tails. Vulpix, Flamethrower! Vulpix breathes fire that burns Beedrill, taking it out of the battle. Dan calls back Beedrill and sends in Diglett. Hey, how did it dig a hole that fast? Dan asked to himself. Diglett, Rock Slide! Vulpix, Fire Blast! Look out! Shouted Dan. The rocks blocked the fire blast and severely damaged Vulpix. Vulpix flinches and Dan sees the opportunity. Now's your chance! Finish it with Dig! Diglett digs underground and then pops up, making Vulpix collapse. Vulpix return. Go Shelter! Shelter, use your Ice Beam! The beam hits Diglett, freezing its body. Diglett, enough! Return! Go Pikachu! Pikachu Thunderbolt! Shelter, withdraw! Pikachu hits Shelter, but it doesn't do much damage. Keep it up, Pikachu! Pikachu hits Shelter over and over again with electricity, and when Shelter opens its shell, it faints. Boop. Shelter, return. Now go Rhyhorn! Return, Pikachu! Go Nidorino! Rhyhorn, Earthquake! Nidorino is hit by the powerful tremor. Nidorino, are you okay? Dan asks, running over to it. Dan runs over to Nidorino. The Moonstone slips out of Dan's hip pack. It lands next to it, and Nidorino starts to glow. It's evolving! Nidoking. Its steel-like hide adds so hard they can pierce a diamond. Damn, that is hard. Nidoking, Surf Attack. What? No, it knows a water attack, said Nick. Nidoking rides a wave that hits Rhyhorn, making it faint. Return, Rhyhorn! Go, Vaporeon! Vaporeon! Aurora Beam! Vaporeon hits Nidoking with a powerful beam, making it faint. Pikachu, I choose you! Use your Thunder Attack! Pikachu makes thunder fall from the sky, wiping out Vaporeon. Looks like I win again. For now, said Nick. That's enough battles for today. Time to snooze the night away. Once again, a voice can be heard coming from the speaker. Attention passengers, the buffet will be open in the main hall in 1 minute. On second thought, time to chow down! After a hearty meal, Dan goes to his cabin to get a good night's sleep. In the morning, he wakes up and leaves his cabin. Attention passengers, we will be landing at the dock in Fuchsia City in 5 hours. Please get your baggage ready at that time. So yeah, freaking this SSN in my story actually goes somewhere, unlike the stupid game where you just hang out on it for a bit and then leave, and then it leaves. Dan actually travels on the SSN. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, on set, meal, attention, all blah, 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 blah. Dan suddenly hears someone crying. When he looks over, he sees a little girl in tears. What's the matter, miss? My little horsey fell over the deck and now I'll never see it again. Hold on, let me do something here. There we go. That's a fitting emotion. No, that's terrible. How can I help her? He thought to himself. I have an idea. Don't worry. I'll get your horsey back for you. But how can you do that? Asked the little girl. Dan looks around. He didn't see anything else nearby. I'll use Dragonair, he said, releasing Dragonair out of its ball. Dragonair, this little girl's horsey fell overboard. Don't you think we should help her get it back? Dragonair nods its head. Motions Dan onto its back. Motions Dan onto its back. Fucking, where am I? Okay. Did you get it back? Where's it back? Let's go find it. Dan and Dragonair dive overboard into the ocean. Dan motions Dragonair to go up for air. Be on the lookout, Dragonair. Dan and Dragonair. Anyone else reminded of Yu-Gi-Oh? Like the beginning of Duelist Kingdom, where Joey has to jump overboard to get Yugi's cards back? Dan and Dragonair dive once more into the ocean. Hey, I can see it over there on that rock, said Dan in a gargly voice. Horsey is lying on a rock, motionless. They swim over and Dan picks it up. Dragonair rushes to the surface for air. As Dan takes a deep breath of fresh air, he sees a Gyarados rise from the ocean's depths. The Gyarados makes a horrifying roar and attacks them. Dragonair, use Thunderbolt, quick! Dragonair blasts Gyarados with electricity, causing a critical hit. Dan throws and captures it in a Pokeball. Ooh, nice find. Yes! I can't believe I caught a Gyarados! One of the strongest Pokemon around! Dragonair stares at Dan a little sadly. Of course you're my favorite Pokemon, Dragonair. What the fuck? Of course you're my favorite Pokemon, Dragonair. He looks at the ship and sees that it's far away. Dragonair, how are we going to get back to the ship? Dragonair flies into the air and back to the ship in a few seconds. Wow, I didn't know you could fly, exclaimed Dan, removing his Pokedex. Dragonair lives in large bodies of water like the sea and lakes. It is said to have the power to change the weather and fly. You did your good deed of the day. Return, Dragonair. You did it. You did it. You brought back my horsey. You did it. You brought my horsey back to me, said the little girl, running over to Dan. Okay, I'm no longer sad. I am joyful. Aha! Clapping! Clap, 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 clap. Sure I did. You know, I want Horsey to have the best care, so I'm giving him to you. But he's your Pokemon. If I hadn't been so clumsy, Horsey wouldn't have fallen over in the first place. Please take him, she insisted. Wow, that's so selfless of her. What a nice little girl. Well, okay, I will, he answered, catching Horsey in his ball. Attention all passengers, we will be landing at Fuchsia in 5 minutes! I promise to take good care of your Horsey. Oh wait, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. It's a picture time, dun dun. It's a picture time, dun 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 dun, dun. Picture time, dun 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 dun. Picture time, dun 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 dun, dun. Picture time. There they are. She's giving him the Horsey. The ship reaches the docks and Dan leaves for the Pokemon Center. Oh, Chapter 8, Safari Zone, ho! There's only 2 chapters left and they're pretty short. We got less than 10 pages left. The ship reaches the dock and Dan leaves for the Pokemon Center. At the center, his Pokemon rejuvenate. While my Pokemon are healing, I'll give the professor a call. He walks over to the phone and calls up Professor Soft. Hello, Professor Soft. Hello, Professor Soft speaking. Hey, Professor, it's me. Oh, hello, Dad. Where are you calling from this time? I just landed in Fuchsia City. Ah, this is an excellent time for you to visit the Safari Zone. What's that? It's a place you pay to get in, but they have rare Pokemon to capture. Great. I'll talk to you soon, Professor. Good luck, Dan. Happy hunting. After receiving his Pokemon, Dan heads over to the Safari Zone Zoo. Wouldn't say it's a zoo. You can't capture animals at a zoo. How is the Horsey alive? It's a Horsey. It's a Horsey. It's a water Pokemon. It's fine. Why are you asking how is the Horsey alive? It's fine. It just got probably knocked out at some point. Anyway. Let's see. Good luck, Dan. Happy hunting! After receiving his Pokemon, Dan heads over to the Safari Zone Zoo. I'm just going to say zone. Wow, look at that. Oh, wait, no, wait. I know what this is talking about. There are actually areas outside of the Safari Zone where Pokemon are kept. So that's what this implies. Wow, look at that Pokemon. Ammonite, an ancient Pokemon that was recovered from a fossil. It swims by cleverly twisting its 10 tentacles about. That is a Chansey. I've never seen some in Pokemon. I've seen some in Pokemon centers. Chansey, a gentle and kind-hearted Pokemon that shares its nutritious eggs if it sees an injured Pokemon. There's the entrance to the Safari Zone. Dan walks inside the building and meets a man at the desk. Hello, how would you like to go on a Pokemon capturing spree? It's $20 for 6 hours. Sure, here you are, Dan said, handing the Pokemon his money. Handing the man his money. He's not handing it to a Pokemon. Why, some Greenpeace wants to know your location. The Greenpeace wants to know my location. Then asks the building and meets man at the desk. Sure. Here are the rules. You can only use these 30 Safari Balls, and you can't use your Pokemon. So hand them over. How will I weaken the Pokemon then? Instead, giving the man his Pokemon, here is a bag of bait that all Pokemon around here love. Improvise, the clerk suggested. I'll try. Dan enters the Safari Zone, which is like a great big forest. Wow, this place is huge. Well, I better get on my bike and start looking. Dan rides through the grass until he's stopped by a group of Execute. What are they? Execute. Their heads attract each other and spin around. There must be 6 heads for it to maintain balance. Execute starts running away. Hey, wait a minute, guys! Go Pokebait! Dan throws some bait on the ground. One of the Execute turns around, and one by one, all the Execute head back towards the bait. Dan hides behind a bush. While the Execute are eating, he throws a rock at one. The rock hits it, and it turns around to yell at the others. He throws more rocks, and they all start fighting each other. After they all tired out, Dan throws a Safari Ball and catches them. Well, that was kind of clever. I like that. That was an easy one. Getting back on his bike, he rides through the safari zone until he comes upon a deep canyon and sees some movement. Hey, there are 2 Pokemon fighting down there. As he looks through the binoculars, he sees that it's a Scyther and a Pinsir. Scyther leaps out of tall grass and slices prey with its scythes. The movement looks like those of a ninja. Pinsir grips its prey with its pincers and squeezes hard. It can't move if it's cold, so it lives in warm places. Scyther slashes Pinsir, but Pinsir crushes Scyther between its pincers. Scyther falls to the ground in agony. This is my lucky day. He starts climbing down the cliff. Once he reaches the bottom, he throws 2 safari balls. Scyther is caught by it, but Pinsir knocks the ball away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pinsir starts charging at him. Suddenly, the earth starts to shake. Pinsir falls over and Dan throws the safari ball again, but catches it. He falls over and twists his ankle. Ow! What is going on here? Dan looks ahead and sees a herd of Tauros running Suddenly, he sees a rope ladder drop from the cliff above. Grab the rope! Someone shouted. Dan grabs it and climbs up the cliff just before the Tauros get to him. When he gets to the top, he sees another trainer in a dark black cloak, black t-shirt, brown pants, and spiky black hair. So, do you always carry rope ladders around with you? Asked Dan. This isn't a ladder, it's my Ditto, answered the trainer. He pulls up the ladder, and it transforms into a Pokemon. Ditto. When this Pokemon spots an enemy, its body transforms into an almost perfect copy of its opponent. That's cool. But how did you get it in here? When we went to get in, Ditto turned into a hat, and he got in without me handing it in. Tricky. My name's Dan. My name's Josh, the Master of Mimic. Master of Mimic, said Dan, in an odd tone. Master of Mimic? That's right, I can mimic anything. Okay, how about a Bulbasaur? Josh gets on his knees and says, Soar, Bulbasaur. That's neat. But how about a Machoke? How about a Machoke? Josh starts to flex his muscles and imitate a Machoke's cry. You really can't imitate anything. How many Pokemon have you caught here? 29. 29? Exclaimed Dan. Yeah, I only have 1 Safari Ball left, and I really want to catch a Kangaskhan. Hey, maybe I can help you. After all, you helped me first. Dan tried to get up, but his leg is in pain. Actually, I twisted my ankle a few weeks back. That sucked. It got all swollen. Ow! You need a wheelchair. Ditto, said Josh. Ditto transforms itself into a wheelchair. Dan climbs onto it and sits down. If you don't mind, I'll ride on your bike. That's all right with me. How many times do you have left? How much time do you have left? Asked Dan. 2 hours. We better move it or lose it then, exclaimed Dan. They both search the Safari Zone for an hour, but have no luck in finding any Kangaskhan. I guess I should just give up, said Josh. Wait a minute. There's a pond over there, and it's the only pond I've seen around here, so the Kangaskhan must come here for water. Maybe we should stay here for a little while, suggested Dan. They wait behind some bushes for about a minute, and sure enough, the Kangaskhan shows up. Wow, look at all of them. There are enough here for both of us, said Josh. But how do we catch them, asked Dan. I know. Ditto, turn into a Venomoth. Ditto changes its DNA to that of a Venomoth. Now use sleeping powder to put him to sleep. Ditto spreads its powder all over, putting all the Kangaskhan to sleep. Now, yelled Dan. They both throw their Safari Balls and catch 2 Kangaskhan. Yes, I finally caught a Kangaskhan, yelled Josh. All the Kangaskhan wake up in a rage. This is bad, Dan declared. The Kangaskhan start to charge at them. Ride for it, shouted Dan. He gets on his bike and rides away deeper into the forest. I feel the need for speed. Oh, I think this is a continuity error. Dan was in a wheelchair? What the fuck happened here? This is bad, Dan declared. The Kangaskhan started to charge them. Ride for it! I feel the need for speed. Dan makes a great speed on his bike. What was that? He looks behind him and sees... Okay. This is bad. Ride for it, shouted Dan. And then we're going to move this down to the next page. And we've got the next picture, which is right here. Boom. Whoa, look at him go. I have him running, though he's on his bike, so I guess I should redraw that. Look at him go. He gets on his bike and rides away deeper into the forest. I feel the need for speed now. Josh pushes a button on his sneakers and wheels come out. Huh. Predicting Heelys? Anyway, Dan makes great speed on his bike until he hits a bump and falls over. What was that? He looks behind him and sees a run-over parasect. He catches it in a safari ball. This is no time to catch parasects. Ride! Yelled Josh. Dan gets up on his bike and starts to pedal. Look, there's an exit from the safari zone, Josh pointed out. Yeah, if we can make it there, we might be safe, said Dan, breathing heavily. Both trainers rush for the exit, with the Kangaskhan hot in pursuit. They're losing speed. Said Dan in relief. Hey, I thought your leg was hurt. When you're being chased by a herd of Kangaskhan, you don't ask questions. See, that wasn't a continuity error. He just did it. They finally make it to the exit of the safari zone. Hello, are you leaving early? Asked the man at the counter. You bet we're leaving, Josh exclaimed. There's a herd of Kangaskhan headed straight for us, Dan explained. The man looks out the window and is in shock. Oh no, you're right. What are you going to do? Asked Josh. There's nothing we can do, said the man in a panicky voice. What do you mean? Asked Dan. They're all using rage and won't stop until they defeated their enemy, answered the man. Well, we can do something, Dan proposed. You can? Yes, if you let us, we might be able to stop them with our Pokemon. All right, just hurry, they're almost here. Dan and Josh go outside to release their Pokemon. Go Nidoking, Diglett, Dragonair, Weepinbell, Beedrill, Pikachu. No way, you have a Dragonair? That's amazing. You have a pretty neat team, but check mine out. Go Flareon, Eevee, Jolteon, Nidorino, Ditto, and Wartortle. All right, everyone, use your best attacks, Dan commanded. All the Pokemon attack the Kangaskhan. The Kangaskhan fight hard, but Dan and Josh's Pokemon overpower them. The Kangaskhan run back into the forest. We beat them! Exclaimed Dan with great excitement. Chapter 9. Come on, Jack. Just stay with me for a little bit longer. We're almost done here. Chapter 9. Powerful Poison. Oh, thank you so much for stopping the Kangaskhan, the man praised. You should thank our Pokemon, Dan suggested. You know, I think I'll leave early. But why? Asked the man. I have to get more badges. Badges? Say, have you gone to the future gym yet? Asked Josh. No, I didn't even know there was a gym in this city. Sure, I'll take you to it myself, proposed Josh. Okay, but first I want to make a quick stop at the Pokemon Center. Come back anytime. Free admission for both of you, the man announced. Dan and Josh arrived at the Pokemon Center. Dan hands his Pokemon to the nurse and goes into the phone to dial up Emily. Hello, Harold speaking. Hey, Harold, it's Dan. Oh, Dan, thank goodness you called. What's wrong? Well, when you sent us your Scyther and Pinsir, after we healed them, they started fighting each other. Well, can't you put them in their Pokeballs? Asked Dan. No, they won't listen to us. Well, then I suggest once they get weak from fighting each other, to make them return and then never put them together again, he advised. Okay, but that's not the only problem. Your Gyarados won't let us heal it at all. Then call up the Pokemon Center and get Nurse Joy's help. Good idea. Hold on, give me a second. Good idea. Now, why did you call? I need to switch some Pokemon. Josh, what type of Pokemon does the gym leader use? Dan asks. It's not what Pokemon he uses, it's the techniques he uses. What do you mean? He mainly uses poisons and puts to sleep. Mainly poisons and puts to sleep. Oh, all right then, said Dan in a all right then, said Dan in a sneaky tone. Sneaky, sneaky. After getting some new Pokemon, Dan and Josh enter the Fuchsia Gym. Hey Josh, how many badges do you have? 4 counting the one I got here. As they enter the gym leader is sitting in a chair right in front of them. Wow, that's nothing like the gym normally. Hey, there he is, said Dan, running over to him. Wait, Dan! Dan slams into thin air. That's what I was trying to tell you. This place is full of invisible walls, explained Josh. I can't see that. They feel their way. I can't see that. They feel their way around until they find their way to the gym leader. All right, we made it, Dan declared. Suddenly, a ninja jumps in their way. To reach Koga, one of you must defeat me. I'll take this battle, Dan. Your Pokemon need to save their strength, Josh advised. It'll be a 3-on-3 battle, the ninja informed. I will choose Coughing. Coughing. In hot places, its internal gases could expand and explode without any warning. Be careful, the Pokedex advised. Then I'll go with Nidorina. Coughing, poison gas. Coughing, poison gas. Nidorina, ice beam. Coughing's attack has no effect on Nidorina, and it fires a blue beam that freezes it. You got lucky. Return Coughing. Now I choose a Pokemon that few have beaten. Go, Hypno. Hypno, avoid eye contact if you come across one. It will try to put you to sleep by using its pendulum. Hypno. Hypnosis. Nidorina. Horn attack. Hypno puts Nidorina to sleep before it can attack. Now, Dream Eater. Look out, that attack is the most powerful psychic attack there is, Dan cautioned. Hypno eats Nidorina's dream, putting them both down, both in pain. Return Nidorina. Hypno starts walking funny. What's going on? Oh no, it must have eaten a nightmare, explained the ninja. A nightmare? Said Josh, confused. Yeah, sometimes dream-eating Pokemon get sick from eating nightmares, explained Dan. Yes, now's my chance. Go, Eevee, double edge. Eevee hits Hypno hard, making it fall over. Return Hypno. Go, Grimer. Return Eevee. Go, Ditto. And the poison gas has no effect. Ditto, use Thunderbolt. Grimer, acid armor. Ditto does great damage to Grimer and also paralyzes it. Grimer raises its defense. Ditto, body slam. Grimer, self-destruct. Oops! Ditto, it's Grimer, but then Grimer self-destructs, taking out Ditto and itself. That was a stupid move, said Josh. Just go through. I have nothing to say to you, said the ninja, greatly embarrassed. So basically what happened there is he used the self-destruct move on the last remaining Pokemon. And when you do that, you automatically lose. His last Pokemon, he lost. He was an idiot. Anyway. Okay, Koga, I challenge you to a battle, Dan declared. Koga gets up and turns towards him. I accept. That's not the word that's supposed to be there. Your challenge. It will be a 2-on-2 Pokemon battle. I will lead with Venonat. Then I'll choose you, Pidgeotto. Venonat, sleep powder. Pidgeotto, fly attack. Pidgeotto flies high into the air, and Venonat's attack misses. Next, Pidgeotto slams down on Venonat, causing it to faint. Yes, 1 down, 1 to go. Venonat is a bug, and birds like Pidgeotto eat bugs. Haha, you won't find this Pokemon so easy. Go, Hypno. Pidgeotto, sand attack. Hypno, psychic. Hypno uses its mind to slam Pidgeotto against the wall. Pidgeotto, return! Go slash it, Parasect! Hypno, Psychic. Parasect. Parasect, Spore Attack! Parasect puts Hypno to sleep instantly. Now slice him! Okay, here we go. This is going to be interesting. Now slice him with Slash Attack. Parasect slashes Hypno, and it takes a lot of damage. And it takes a lot of damage. There we go. All right. I'm just going to put this down here. And then the last pitcher. Jack, you're doing it. You're staying till the end. I'm so proud of you. Yeah! Triumphant hand in air! Hypno, return. I admit defeat. Here, you have earned this soul badge, Coca confessed, handing a soul badge to Dan. Okay, I can't believe it. I'm halfway to the Pokemon League, Dan declared with joy. As they go outside the gym, Josh wonders what his friend plans to do now. So, where are you going now? Asked Josh. I guess I'll heal my Pokemon and go to Celadon City. Can I come along? Sure, it'll be nice to have company. All right, that's it. That's it. We did it. Woot. All right, that was very nice. Very nice. Let's go back and look through the artwork again. There we go. Kangaskhan attack. Getting horsey from a cute little girl. Dragonair defending Dan. Cassie stealing a capture from Dan. Charmander taking out Bellsprout. And of course, Dratini's triumphant entry. So yeah, thank you for coming, Jack. You're the only person that commented. Well, Ari was here for a little bit, but thanks for staying the whole way through. Go get some sleep. You earned it. End of part 1. Good night, Jack. And good night, anyone else who's watching this, maybe on Kick or Twitch. Later, everybody. Hopefully, Carrie can join me next time. Bye.